win, yeah, I came to win. Can't no one stop me, yeah, bring it in. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. Top down, faded windows tinted. Push it with it, push it to the limit. Top down, faded windows tinted. Push it with it, push it to the limit. Push it with it, push it. Winning so much that they seem wrong. Never gonna lose, that's my theme song. I'm just a kill Billy Jean zone. Back to reality, ain't no one bad as me. See, they be doubting, but I keep on actually pushing, not giving up. That's how I give it up. Pushing, not giving up. That's how I give it up. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. Can't no one stop me, yeah, bring it in. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. Top down, faded windows tinted. Push it with it, push it to the limit. Push it with it, push it to the limit. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. Can't no one stop me, yeah, bring it in. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. Top down, faded windows tinted. Push it with it, push it to the limit. Top down, faded windows tinted. Push it with it, push it to the limit. Push it with it, push it. Winning so much that they seem wrong. Never gonna lose, that's my theme song. I'm just a kill Billy Jean zone. Back to reality, ain't no one bad as me. See, they be doubting, but I keep on actually pushing, not giving up. That's how I give it up. Pushing, not giving up. That's how I give it up. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. Can't no one stop me, yeah, bring it in. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. Top down, faded windows tinted. Push it with it, push it to the limit. Push it with it, push it to the limit. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. I came to
Classifies. Does this classify as the May community meeting, or like how does this work? Anyway, so welcome in, you all, beautiful individuals that we care about oh so much. So as far as the server goes, we are still doing pretty solid work.
That's it.
Oh, well, anyway. Here, and yeah, we're still doing pretty solid work on the server, working on anything and everything that needs to be fixed that's brought to our attention. Still constantly adding new things. Here recently, there's been more of a shift that I've noticed in us. I mean, we're still working on, fixing things and adding things and whatnot, but now there's been more of a let's meet each other, let's get to know each other kind of thing. Like we've come in contact with several of our new players, like Lucky, for example. Lucky's been around doing street racing with us and whatnot, and it's like it's added a whole nother layer of RP to the server that we didn't really have much of before. So we we're pouring more into that bucket because there's somebody saying, hey, I want to do this, you know what I mean? So that's what we're trying to add RPs around that specific particular thing, because that's where the action is right now. So, and it's been great. It's been super fun. I've been having a blast with it. I know AP's been having a blast. Cloud's been having a blast. Like it's great. And that's just, that's where the community has led the charge really on that. Like we've had, things in place for that. We've had the garages open, mechanics on duty and everything, but it was mainly just, every once in a while somebody would do a race, you know what I mean? But it's been like an everyday thing here recently, and I've even gotten involved with it. It was something that I never was even like, I'm just like, whatever, it's street racing, whatever. But it's been super fun. Let's see. We have had couple of new players come in and create police characters. We just moved one out of cadet phase for the first time yesterday. So if you guys see Dante Brown out there, make sure y'all make sure you congratulate him on that as the first NHRP recruit graduate, or cadet graduate, anyway, whatever you want to call it. You know what I meant. So that's been good. We've got several cadets in training currently right now, so we'll have more police on staff, hopefully more regularly, so that people can do what people do in all their aspects of their RP and have police capability either there to assist and protect, or try to stop what they're doing. That's going to be fun. Let's see, what else do we have necessarily going on that's new? I've got to get out of this store really quick. Hang on. Let's see. You guys have anything off the tops of your... I will say that we did have a server migration, and we survived it, and it was phenomenal. And I'm so I couldn't be more proud of the community for how we stuck together during that process. We were down for a couple of days so that Cloud could relocate for his new job. And we got it back up and running as quickly as, or he got it back up and running as quickly as he could. I mean, he did a phenomenal job given the circumstances that he was in. So kudos to Cloud on that. But yeah, the community stayed around. I mean, it's all the same people that are here that were here, the couple days, or before the couple of days that we were down. I mean, we didn't really lose anybody, so super happy and super appreciative of that, especially in today's age where if something's not available when you want it to be, you move on to something else. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's very it's very inspiring for me anyway. I'm sure the rest of the guys feel the same way. I think that's about all I've got off the top of my head. More things may come to me as we go.
All right, well, before Cloud gets all technical, just going to say that, just kind of reiterate what Juice was talking about at the beginning, being that we're always doing things to improve RP for people. If you have a problem, make sure that you bring it to us. That's what the ticket system is for. We do our best to make sure that everything gets handled as fast as we can do it. Things that do take a little bit of time, or things that are out of our control, such as a script issue. Cloud's pretty good at opening tickets with the developers of said scripts. So yeah, that part's kind of out of our hands, but we do what we can to keep you guys rolling as smoothly as possible.
At this point, I know more about the scripts with the server than what the devs do.
That happens when you got to dig into them all the time.
True.
Yeah. Fun times.
Okay, well, floor is yours, I believe now, Cloud.
Yep. Fun times now. All right. So again, I just cannot stress this enough. I really appreciate everybody being patient. I was paying attention the whole time on the Discord and everything like that when I was moving for everything. So it was really heartwarming to see how many people were just like, you know, asking and waiting patiently for the server to come back. All things considered, I don't think it could have gone any smoother. Everything came on back, and ironically, it's better than what it has been. You know, we not only, at that time frame, of course, of the move, I also took the time out to clear the cache on the server, update the artifact system, as well as all the updates and all that stuff. So we were able to go through with that without much problems. However, there was a bigger problem that we did not discuss between that has happened between the two communities, the two community meetings, and that is us upgrading from QB-Core 1.4 to QB-Core 2.0.
Yo, Rockets, appreciate the
So,
stuff, my guy.
long story short,
Thank you.
we tried the transition failed, and we've reverted back, which has caused us now to basically bang our heads against the wall and figure out what the heck is going on. And I have multiple tickets open with the developers of QB-Core as well as the other script developers. We just got the Stancer script fixed. I am fully aware of the harnesses not attaching. Ironically, for some reason, some cars they're holding, other cars they are not, and that is driving me nuts because I have no idea why it's doing that or even how it's even checking. It doesn't seem to matter whether it's you go through having a mechanic do it, or you go through the emergency benches for police, or just using the item that way. It seems to be random. I am not sure why it's doing that, but all I can say is just, you know, please bear with it. I know it's frustrating as hell. I have upped the speed for normal seatbelts at least to a more reasonable speed than what they were back in the day, so people should be ejecto-seating a lot less than what they should be. And it's also the same case with fuel. We did some major adjustments with the fuel system, so you shouldn't be needing to fill up as much as you used to. But know that it has definitely been a struggle bus and a half to try and get the two main scripts of those to communicate with each other. Long story short, there was a couple of scripts that require one config of another type and another one that required the other. So we couldn't do it. We couldn't go without one or the other. I am fully aware of, especially with street racers, this is a very common thing with the cars suddenly e-braking and locking up. I still have no idea definitively or whatnot as to what's triggering that. The only thing I could think of is it's a car damage specifically that is causing it, or like over revving of the engine, and that's what's causing it. But I am not 100% sure. I have noticed that if you just exit the car a couple of times and go back in it, it stops that problem from occurring at least until you can finish the race. But as any racer will tell you, that just getting out of the car once is detrimental for your time. And speaking on racing, we are currently aware that there are a bunch of cars that are unclassified. You may have noticed some cars have changed from a C class to a D class. That usually means that the car is unclassified. We are working on that right now to get them all set and classed up. But that is going to take some time, as there is literally over 1,500 cars that we have in the city. And that's just available for you guys, for everyone across PDM and Lux, and even some that are available by other means. There are more cars on the way too. There's like, I got a list of, once we're done with this, there's going to be a bunch of other, bunch more wide body type cars that have been added. If anybody knows, I'll give you kind of a hint of the developer. If you have the Cara 6x6 or the Rebel 6x6 in your fleet, it's done by the same guy who's done those trucks. So they are very well done models. They look great. And it is definitely one of those that it's more of a fuck around and find out because of how powerful these cars are. But I'm not going to distinguish, because I'm not going to, distinguish it. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. So major changes across the city, of course. Again, back to the move. You all should be noticing that there's not so much of a latency problem anymore, and that is because we went from a 250 meg connection now to a 1 gig connection meg. However, this company, this new ISP that I am with, they are technically a small time, as what they call in this area, a small town base ISP. So you may have noticed that the server is offline at different times. That is just because the system is rebooting. They do firmware updates every night between the hours of, in Central Standard Time, between the hours of midnight to about 4 o'clock in the morning. So during those time frames, you might notice that the server is unfortunately offline. That is, and I figured that I let everybody know that is the reason why, for the most part. Other things, some major changes. We have added on in fishing. The fishing script is getting majorly updated as we speak. I'm still adding the zones across it, but all of the Alamo Sea should now be set up for fishing. There are specific fish variety types that are only available in certain spots, so we were able to set those zones up correctly. So fish are going to start being classified. Like, for example, you're not going to find a shark in the Alamo Sea, but you might find a radioactive salmon in the Alamo Sea compared to what you would in the ocean. Other major changes in configs. We also have gone through a major update with a couple of MLOs, if you've noticed. Diamond Casino has gone through another change. Unfortunately, its ambience sound is still disabled. We are still digging in to figure out why that is. But for the time being, we've been sticking some music up there in order to kind of keep it, make it feel like it's more of a live than what it actually is. It is unfortunate that has occurred, and I mentioned it to the map developer, but the GIFs you guys are posting, but he has informed me that he's looking into it to see why. He's not too sure why the ambient music has stopped playing in the area, but he's very well aware of it. So it's one of those things we gotta wait and see, and hopefully he finds a fix for. NHRP also got a huge update. There was huge changes with them. For one, they now no longer have their store robbery. It is now swapped out with a more like an advanced breaching, house breach type. So it definitely is kind of more impressive. So just kind of give you an idea of what's kind of been changing, and some of the doors have changed across the locks too. We have gone through and updated some major quality of life ones as well, such as soccer has been updated, pets has been updated majorly. Pets now are able to, for officers, can now smell certain types of drugs and guns according to how well trained the dog is, and for PD they will have to work with the dogs in order to get them trained for that. It's the same case with players. Player dogs can be trained to attack, but they need that training. So same thing with PD dogs as well. They need the training for the stamina and for the bite force. There are other changes too involving with with pets. There are more breeds that were added. You'll notice too that there's also kind of like puppy versions of almost every dog, and cats are also added to the pet script as well. So all of these pets are just kind of, you know, there for you to kind of like give you more of a feel. Pets also interact in your cars as well. So if you have a 2-seater car, you can hop them on. Currently, unfortunately, other than dogs and cats, there are no other animals at this time. However, I am talking with the creator of the script to see if there's some way to add the base games like the panther, the mountain lion, even the deer, for example. Which would be quite hilarious to see somebody getting mauled by a deer, but it's not unheard of. But yeah. Other than that, let's see what else. We've added some major cars that were added to Lux. These were all cars that were added by the community. These are cars that you guys have suggested. And I kind of want to reiterate, those people who suggest cars that have more tuning options are definitely more of what we are looking for. The more tuning options that are available to the car, the more that each player can make that car look unique is what we prefer. However, I'm not going to deny someone wanting to add a Ferrari that has no tuning options available to it. But just know that we would prefer tunable, lore-friendly vehicles, if possible. I would also like to, I see here we don't have Ash here with us, so Ashbla, she is the, if any of you guys know, she is one of the major reasons why clothing has gotten heavily changed. One of the 3 reasons, I should say. I see we have the other 2 reasons here in the audience with us. I'm not going to list names. Jordan, B. But yes, because of these 3, we now have way more clothing options available for players. Just to kind of give people an idea, originally we were only about 400 to 300 clothings just for the male side, and I think the female side was way less than that. I want to say it was only like maybe 250 at the most. And those were the ones that were unisex options. Now, I don't know why that is. I'm going to blame Rockstar for being Rockstar and not thinking that there's females, thinking that females don't exist or something, but I don't know. But with those 3, we now have well over 300 more hairstyles between both males and females. And just for females alone, there are now over 900 options available for females, just for the top options alone. And for males, there is just about as much. I want to say about 700 800 options available. This is just a rough guesstimate on top of my head. But when it comes to clothing, the same thing kind of applies to that. Please try your hardest to avoid suggesting clothing that has any official branding, such as Nike, especially Gucci. Gucci has actually hit another community for having their branding in a city. However, this was one of those cities that everybody knows as, and we're just going to call it out, as a pay-to-win server. So they were trying to take people's money and, you know, try to start a crypto, all that shit. So that's probably why that server got hit. Now, thankfully with us, when it comes to some of the vehicle Ford companies, such as Ford, Chevy, etc., I have physical copies of letters from these companies saying that they are fine with their cars being added to our city. However, they do not want us to make money off of their cars with their official branding. So that's something to keep in mind. And it also is heavily unheard of that the auto manufacturers will go after auto manufacturers will go after servers. It's more the clothing groups will. Especially Gucci. Gucci's been a big one that has been going after a lot of cities. So we're going to just kind of pull the plug and say Gucci is off limits. Because last thing we want to do is go through the clothing menu, which again I know is screwed up. I gotta fix all the hats and high heels for everyone, so you're gonna have to give me, I'd say, probably a week at the most to get all that fixed. And with that in mind, I think that's about it. That all I have for everyone. I cannot iterate this enough. I really appreciate everybody coming on by. It really puts a smile on my face seeing people join and, you know, create these amazing stories with people. I never would have thought that our racing scene got the way that it is now. I never would have expected it to be this way, and I truly am looking forward to seeing what everyone here and others bring to the city. And I really cannot I really cannot appreciate enough how understanding everyone has been, especially with like the move as well as script bugs and even some major situations on top. I cannot thank all of you enough for just being the badasses that you are and making New Heights your place to be. With that, I am going to down more whiskey here, and we're going to open it up to Q&A now. So if anybody has anything to ask, just go ahead and raise your hand. Oh, don't worry, B. I drink all the time. It's not even... you guys haven't driven me to drink. Scripting has driven me to... IT work has driven me to drink.
I was getting ready to say that. This man, we didn't drive him to do anything. He's been on that horse. This is all on his own.
Listen, I'm just saying, the man still has all his hair on his head, so we ain't even that bad.
Listen, and I'm upset about that.
Yeah, well, fucking preach. Okay, fucking preach. I mean,
2 years, I'll probably have hair missing here pretty soon.
I mean, mine is a decision. I made the decision.
Sure.
Shut up, Cloud. Nobody asked you. It's your full ass head of hair, having ass.
I made the decision when I no longer had a choice.
Well, you know, it was a preemptive decision, I guess. It was happening. I just didn't want to acknowledge it was happening, I guess. Oh God, not sending the hair for a wig.
Fucking toupee. Have a whole hair system made.
There it is.
Hell yeah.
Everything's fine.
But yeah, like I think this is probably the first meeting that we've had more than just one non-admin member join into and sit through the whole thing and be active in the, you know, in the community meeting chat and whatnot. So that that makes me feel great.
Makes you feel any better. We also got somebody new in the city right now making a character.
Always makes me feel good when we have new people come in and make characters.
Oh, 100%.
Cloud using his hacks to find that out. God damn, son of a bitch.
As long as they don't, you know, give us reason to not be excited about it soon after.
No, I get alerts. I get alerts on the server saying new player.
But yeah, you guys have anything that you want to ask or anything like that?
By all means, if people have like questions or anybody wants to, you know, jump up and talk for a second, like just raise our hand.
Can we go smash now? Stop it.
Listen, you might have to rephrase that question.
I don't think she has to at all.
AP's gonna get too excited.
Or maybe just the right amount. You know?
No need to rephrase.
Take it how you want. Stop it. Okay, so first the car smash, and then okay, we're getting off topic here.
I was getting ready to say that didn't make it any better to say take it how you want. Anyway, so yes, immediately following this community meeting, there will be, well, maybe not immediately, but shortly after, we all have to set everything up. There will be I believe it was the demo derby.
Yeah.
That won the vote. So yeah, we'll be having a demo derby at Maze Bank Arena. Any one of you all, anybody that wasn't even at the community meeting will be welcome to join. We'll just, you know, come and have fun smashing shit. You know, we did it last time after the last community meeting and we had a blast, and nobody wanted to do it again this time. So I'm gonna wreck all of you. I don't let Earl get. If Earl's there, don't let him get a hold of the tank.
Okay, no tanks this time. That shit was not even fair. You cannot damage that sumbitch. Okay, you just can't.
I think Earl knew that.
Yeah, well, his cheating ass would. His cheating ass would.
Listen, and when you're in that life, you got to take every advantage you can.
Preach. But yeah.
But yeah, so immediately, immediately after this, if you guys want to go ahead and like jump in the server and head that direction, that would be cool. Just give us a little bit of time to get everything set up and vehicles spawned and the arena changed around and everything, and then we should be good to go after that. So yeah. Been here the whole time. So like anybody has any questions? I'm gonna ask one more time before we end the meeting, just in case, so we don't miss anybody. If somebody wants to say something.
Oh, I will just add one thing real quick, just to make sure that there's no unknowns about it. If you see a vehicle in the PDM or in Lux that is rated as a D and you're not 100% sure it should be a D, chances are it's going to be changed. So if you bought that car for a D thinking that you're going to destroy everybody in a race, that car's probably not going to stay a D and you're going to be big mad, and I'm not going to say nothing when you open a ticket because I'm telling you now.
Yeah, so just full disclosure, we are currently and were right before the meeting started. We were almost late to our own meeting because we're working through all of the vehicles that are available at PDM right now before we move on to the vehicles that are at Lux, going through and reclassifying them for the racing scene. That way we don't end up with cars in classes that they shouldn't be in. There's been several cars that we've had to bump up a class or two, and there's been several cars that we've had to take from S class to D class because for some reason they were, classified as being way faster than they actually were. So we're currently in that process. So anybody that's in the racing scene, keep an eye on your vehicles and whatnot, because their classes may change. And yeah, that's about all I got.
All right. Let's, as they say, let's smash.
Let's smash. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for staying here.
Mickey, let me smash.
Jesus Christ. That video is so funny. But yeah, so this will conclude the meeting. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, guys.
Let's go fuck some shit up.
Yeah. All right, y'all. That's going to conclude the May meeting. That is the end of this stream. Short, sweet, and to the point. It'll be uploaded on YouTube later. I don't have to tell you that, though. You know it will be. All right. I will catch you guys tomorrow, 10 a.m. Don't be late. Bye.